Now on Talking Solutions, we're welcoming in Immunize Nevada and the Southern Nevada Health District. We're going to talk about the Community Baby Bash. Welcome from Immunize Nevada, Tara Narita, also Leah Sussman, and Sarah Lugo with Southern Nevada Health District.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You're going to fill us all in on the big Community Baby Bash, which is coming up on April 27th. Immunizations for babies. This is like a national week.
National Infant Immunization Week.
Thank you. Every day is National Cheesecake Day, National Chocolate. Well, every day is National Chocolate Day. But
in my house.
You know, dark chocolate's healthy, I'll just say. Mm-hmm. So it's Baby Immunization Week, and we're going to finish up that week with a big community event, which is free for everybody, right?
Yes, it is.
Immunize Nevada. I've heard of you guys numerous times. Your purpose is to make sure that we all have immunizations that we need, not just babies, but also adults?
Right. Yeah. Immunize Nevada is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we're coalition-based. So we work with our partners like the Southern Nevada Health District, with schools, with child cares, with pharmacists and other providers. And our goal is to make sure that Nevadans are protected from vaccine-preventable disease and that we all stay healthy. So we're here to promote health and prevent disease. And we work across the state. So for National Infant Immunization Week, in addition to having a community baby shower in Las Vegas, we'll be doing one in Pahrump, in Gardnerville, and in Reno. So our efforts really span across the state and across the age range of Nevadans. We're working with pregnant women, with infants, with school-age children, and with adults as well.
That's good information, Leah, saying that it's not just the event here in Las Vegas, but across the state, because our big AM station, AM 720 KDON, actually broadcasts into a lot of those areas.
Oh, awesome.
So we'll make sure that the links and everything are on the Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with the podcast of our interview today, so that people in other locations can also find their closest spot for these great services.
Thank you so much for that. And we also have information on our website that we can share with you, and on Facebook.
And that would be immunizenevada.org. Got it? immunizenevada.org. Here's a question. Leah, Tara, Sarah, speaking of immunizations in general, it used to be nobody questioned it. When I was growing up, which granted that is the dark ages by this point in time, but there was never any question with my parents that I was going to be immunized. But these days, I don't think that's an automatic thing. Do you find that people just don't buy into it?
We do see that, Terry. We do see some people, but for the most part, most parents vaccinate their babies on a recommended schedule, and that's what we see primarily, which is great. And that's what National Immunization Survey showed, that here in Nevada, we're still increasing in our immunization rates, especially in our childhood rates there, where we saw in 2015 they actually went up significantly. So we do see it a little bit, but primarily parents are vaccinating their children and immunizing their children. And it's one of the great things we're seeing, especially down here in Clark County and in Nevada, is we're not seeing disease. That's what we want to see, that's what we love to see, and that's what public health and that's what immunizations are all about.
I agree, Sarah. I know that parents with their pediatrician's guidance know that immunizations are part of a child's development.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And just to add on to that, in Nevada especially, we see a much larger access issue than people who are skeptical of vaccines. So one of the things that we focus on, and in collaboration with the health district, is making sure that vaccines are easily accessible and that people know when to get them, because that presents more of an issue in Nevada than vaccine skepticism.
Great information, Leah, and that's one of the reasons why this Community Baby Bash coming up on April 27th is such a big deal. I appreciate knowing it's not so much people are skeptics, but that they don't have easy access.
Right. So figuring out their insurance, or how to navigate the healthcare system, or how to make an appointment with the doctor. And the Community Baby Bash, immunizations, and health fair really helps to eliminate some of those disparities and barriers to accessing immunizations.
And it's going to happen on Friday, April 27th from 11 to 4 at the Southern Nevada Health District headquarters. And it's a free event. I also noticed in here that it's not just for babies, adults as well,
That's right. So we really focus on infants because it's National Infant Immunization Week.
Sure.
And the whole goal of National Infant Immunization Week is really to highlight and to emphasize the importance of babies under 2 getting the recommended schedule so that we can prevent disease and create lifelong immunity. But what we want adults to know is there are adult immunizations out there. For instance, the Tdap, all adults should have a Tdap, which is that whooping cough component and that tetanus booster on there. That's one of the adult immunizations. So we really want to get out there and make sure adults know there are adult immunizations. They're not just for babies. So they can come on in on that particular day, or they can actually come in anytime at the health district. It's a walk-in service if they'd like to see what else may be available for them.
Sarah, talking about adult immunizations, one of the important points that I've found is that an adult getting a whooping cough immunization or your flu shots every year, that is for you, but it's also to protect the babies and the elderly in the household who may have compromised or underdeveloped immune systems. I'm protecting them when I protect myself.
You are absolutely correct, Terry. And that's a method that we call cocooning. So if everybody gets immunized, then we are protecting that person in the middle who may not be able to get immunized, or we're protecting bringing that disease to them who may not have that immune system to be able to fight it off, as well as someone that has a normal, healthy immune system. So you're absolutely correct on that.
It's important to know you're not just taking care of yourself, you're taking care of your family, your coworkers, anyone that you might come into contact with. I thank Dan Heller from Smith's Pharmacies for teaching me that information. Thank you, Dan. We've got immunizations as part of the Community Baby Bash on the 27th. What else is going to be part of that day at the Southern Nevada Health District?
It's also a health fair that's going to bring young children and their parents to different health resources across the valley. So we'll actually be having some car seat safety, breastfeeding information, vision screenings, and we're also going to be having a lot of giveaways. The Junior League of Las Vegas is going to be having a little prize pond that's going to be giving away different toys and clothes, blankets, baby toiletries, so many things. It is while supplies last, so come on down before.
And it's going to be from 11 to 4 that day at the Southern Nevada Health District. Good information, Tara. So it's not just free immunizations, it's free a lot of other stuff, including prizes.
Right. Mm-hmm. So the whole family can come down and get their immunizations, check if they're up to date if they're not sure, and then get any giveaways and connect with some of the other health resources that will be available, even if they're not sure that they need immunizations.
Kind of sounds like fun. I don't have a baby to bring, but I could still go, right?
Yes, it's a great time. We'll have a photo booth. We'll see you there.
We have a federal funded program called Vaccines for Children at VFC. It's specifically for children that are 18 and younger, and it covers the cost of the vaccine. So sometimes there's an administration fee that occurs with it, but it's very low cost. So this particular day at the Baby Bash, we'll be waiving that fee for anyone who qualifies, and that's specifically for anyone who's underinsured or uninsured. And that's what we do, and that's specifically emphasized on those babies that are 2 and under. We'll be waiving that fee.
More free.
For those that are uninsured, yes.
Free is the best 4-letter word that exists. Free. Lots of free. And it's all part of the Community Baby Bash coming up on Friday, April 27th from 11 to 4 at the Southern Nevada Health District. I also noticed in the information about the Baby Bash, the location itself of SNHD headquarters, very close to bus routes, so it's easy for people to come and join you for this event to make sure everybody in the household is taken care of.
Absolutely. And that's one of the greatest things about that location is that it is right off major bus routes. It's also right off the 95, so it's easy to get to.
Well, this sounds like a great event. Information is available at immunizenevada.org. That's immunizenevada.org. Of course, links, all the information will be on the Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with a podcast of our discussion. In studio, Tara Narita, your volunteer coordinator for Immunize Nevada. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Because you guys are a 501c3 charity, as was mentioned a moment ago. What exactly do the volunteers for Immunize Nevada do?
Volunteers actually get involved with a lot of different things and a lot of different outreach events across the state of Nevada. So I am the volunteer coordinator for both Las Vegas and Reno. Since we are a statewide coalition, our volunteers really get involved with going to these health fairs and actually going out and educating the community about different vaccines. So while we accept any types of volunteers, majority of them are students learning about the public health field. So they're getting that direct one-on-one experience. And actually, a lot of healthcare professionals also, people who are studying in the healthcare field. So they're getting that experience of how to educate and how to talk to community members and potential future patients about immunizations and how to make sure that they're getting immunized and how to stay safe and stay healthy.
Immunize Nevada is our statewide group, the 501c3 charity that helps people access vaccines that are so important to our public health. And I did not realize, Leah, until you mentioned it, that part of the issue why 100% of everybody isn't already vaccinated is there are some issues in procuring the vaccine, in being in the right place at the right time to be able to get that vaccine.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people may not realize that you can go to the health district any day of the week and get your immunizations. The Vaccines for Children program that Sarah mentioned earlier that provides free or low-cost vaccine is always running. We're waiving some of the fees during the Baby Bash Day, but they're available all the time at the health district. You can also go to a pharmacy. If you have insurance, you can go to any pharmacy to get your immunizations. I get my flu shot at a pharmacy every year and my tetanus shot every 10 years. So we really want to make sure that we're keeping people informed of where they can go, what's needed, because I know a lot of adults don't realize that you need a tetanus vaccine after you're basically 13 or until you're near a baby again or after you got stabbed with something. We want to make sure that everyone's protected all the time and not just in a reactionary way.
There are a number of vaccines. We talk about it often on Talking Solutions. There are a number of them. My own mom, she's like upper 70s, came down with shingles last week. I said, Mom, do you know there is a shingles vaccine? And if you were paying attention when the ads were on the TV where Terry Bradshaw, football player, said, oh yeah, I got it. It was really bad. It was really painful. There's a lot of stuff out there. And when you're at the pharmacy counter, in the drugstore, or in the grocery store, or at an event like the Community Baby Bash, which is coming up on the 27th, great time to ask, do you think I'm up to date on all my vaccines? Because it's way easier to give a vaccine and prevent something than deal with it after the fact.
Exactly. And that's what we try to promote all the time. And I'm sure you're experiencing with your mother with shingles. Getting shingles is terrible. My mom had shingles really early at 40-something, and it's something that lives with you for the rest of your life. Having that shingles vaccine can really prevent a lot of pain on your part and also like having to get medications later on.
I have not taken the shingles vaccine myself, but I'm going to do it. I'm hearing that it's not a pretty situation. It's not a pleasant situation. And it's actually quite common because the numbers that I'd seen, and once again, going back to the TV commercial that helped to educate me, 1 out of every 3 adults. That's a lot of people. So it's a good time to get with a pharmacist or whomever, your doctor.
Or the health district.
Yes, the health district, maybe a nurse.
And that's been one of the beautiful things about Nevada is we really have worked hard and we are working hard to strive to get better access for people to get to immunization. So like she said, a lot of the pharmacies offer it now, which is fantastic. They offer it, of course, in the doctor's office, and the health district offers it. So we actually cover most insurances. It's a walk-in service at our main location and our Nellis location to make it easy for people. So you don't always need a doctor's appointment. It's a walk-in service. You can come in 8 to 4, and most insurances are accepted at the health district.
So even if you are not interested in being part of the Community Baby Bash on Friday, April 27th from 11 to 4 at the Southern Nevada Health District, you still could look into your vaccination status. It's easy, well worth your while. You could avoid something that you really don't want to have to deal with.
We actually even started a mobile clinic that's getting out into the community, so you can always go to southernnevadahealthdistrict.org and see where it may be, and if it's closer to you, to go to that. Again, working on that access portion to get out into the community to provide those immunizations.
Sarah, as a nurse with SNHD, how many people do you encounter who go, I hate needles, I can't know? Come on, it doesn't hurt.
All the time. It happens all the time. And that's okay. You know, we walk them through it. We have them breathe through it. And, you know, really it's that anticipation leading up to it. The shot itself maybe takes less than 10 seconds, and I'll have them count to 10, and they never even make it to 5. So it's really just the anticipation portion through it. And someone's there to walk you through it and hold your hand if you need them to.
When I'm getting a shot, I just turn my head, close my eyes, and talk nonstop. Don't even feel it. Done. Over.
That's the perfect way to deal with anxiety.
Yeah. I recommend that method to anybody. It works. So all kinds of vaccinations, but specifically for the purpose of today's discussion, we are talking about the Community Baby Bash, which is happening on Friday, April 27th from 11 to 4 at the Southern Nevada Health District. All the information, and there's a lot going on that day. During that 5 hours, you guys are packing stuff in. Lots of things to do. Stuff is free. Things that might cost you a few dollars normally for your baby will be free. So there's a lot of information, a lot of good things that you can access as far as resources. And the Immunize Nevada effort is not just in Las Vegas. It's also going on in other locations around the state. So if you're in Pahrump and you can't access things, yeah, you can. We just need to get you to the right place. You might check immunizenevada.org or SNHD.org, or you can just go to our Talking Solutions Facebook page. We'll have the links and everything there along with the podcast of our discussion. As part of Talking Solutions, there's one thing we do with every person that we interview. Sarah, let's start with you. What can we do to help you?
I think really just being an advocate for immunizations and really stressing, yes, there are adult immunizations. This particular baby bash is because we really want to make sure and emphasize that babies under the age of 2 need to stay up to date on their immunizations so that they can get that lifelong immunity that we know prevents and protects against 14 major serious vaccine preventable diseases.
A few years back, there was a bit of an outbreak. Parents who did not immunize their children against measles. And I know it even affected Disneyland at one point in time. It's important for all of us being part of the public that we all share in these immunizations because it impacts so many other people if we decide we don't do it or if we don't have access and we just don't go after it. It's not that hard to get the immunizations, and it's really important for all of us.
And that really is, it's a collaborative effort among families, healthcare providers, health districts, and community partners to get that out and to make sure that our babies are immunized.
The Community Baby Bash on Friday, April 27th from 11 to 4. You got time that day? You should go by. Everything is free. There's prizes and all kinds of stuff and booths and information. And you could also ask someone who really knows, do you think I'm up to date? I haven't had a tetanus shot since I was 12. Am I good? No. You know, during the lead up to the start of school last year, we also needed to get the word out that we had what we called the meningitis mandate. And that was for kids who were entering 7th grade or kids who were, I believe, sophomores in college, that before they could register and be allowed to enter school, get started with their classes, they needed to have a meningitis vaccine. So there are some vaccines that are very important to all of us. And this is a great day to find out about everything you need. It's the Community Baby Bash, Friday, April 27th from 11 to 4, Southern Nevada Health District. Leah, it's your turn. What can we do to help you?
Going off of what Sarah said, I would say the first step is looking yourself up to see if you know whether you're up to date on your immunizations. Nevada has a wonderful tool called Nevada WebIZ, which is our immunization information system. When I was a kid, you had to carry around a card with all your immunizations on it, and if you lost that, they were nowhere. You had to go through and get all of them again.
Ooh.
Now they're online, and so you can look yourself up, you can look your kid up and figure out what you already have, and then talk to a doctor or other healthcare provider to figure out what you need. So just doing that yourself is the first step, but encouraging your family and those around you to do it also. In addition to that, invite people you know. If you know a pregnant woman, invite them to Baby Bash. If you know someone who just had a kid, invite them to Baby Bash. We'll have free stuff, and we're doing health screenings, immunizations, and we'll be doing giveaways for things that could cost a lot of money, including toys, clothes, blankets, toiletries, that sort of thing. So
Stuff you need, stuff you want.
be the person to invite someone else.
And Leah, as far as the online vaccination history or record that you refer to, is that something that I can find through immunizenevada.org?
Sure. You can go to immunizenevada.org or just Google WebIZ. Nevada WebIZ is what the immunization information system is called. You can go on there, put in your name, date of birth, and social security number, and you'll get an official immunization record.
I like that idea. That information also going on the Talking Solutions Facebook page.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Happy to do it. Tara Narita, as volunteer coordinator for Immunize Nevada, Question is, what can we do to help you?
I definitely think being the role model and being that person to actually get out there and get vaccinated, kind of going off of what Leah was saying, be that person to look yourself up and see, am I up to date on vaccines? Checking if your family is up to date on vaccines and being that person to go out there and just get vaccinated. We have all the resources on immunizenevada.org of where you can get vaccinated. So just being that person to go out there and do it is something that'll help make our community healthier.
I had no idea until you three came in that I could go and put my name and my social into this system, and they already know. I didn't have to create the record. I have to go, let me have my own account. It's already going to be in there. Is that what you're saying?
Any immunization given in the state of Nevada, unless you opt out, will be put into WebIZ. We do have a fairly transient community. So if you come from California, you would need to show your records to a healthcare provider, bring it to the health district, and then they can put it in WebIZ. But for anyone who grew up in Nevada, I grew up here and all of my immunizations are in WebIZ. So especially for adults, you may have some missing if you came from another state, but any immunization that you've gotten since you moved to Nevada will be in WebIZ unless you opt out.
WebIZ got created in 2009, so definitely any immunization that was given after 2009 is in WebIZ. Some older immunizations have not, maybe in retrospect, been put into WebIZ, so you may be missing some older immunizations in there, but anything that was given after that, they are all in WebIZ.
I just think it sounds cool. I like the idea of it.
It is. We love it. That's one of the greatest things we have here in immunizations in Nevada is that we have a state immunization database. So you can go to the pharmacy and then you can go to the health district and you can go to the doctor and they can all look up what you received so that you can complete your full series out and they already know what you've already had. It's beautiful. Or if you're a college student, you can move to Connecticut and you can pull up your immunization record online. You don't have to call mom to try and send it out to you. Or if you lose it because you were in a move, you can pull it up online. It is one of the most, I think, fabulous things that we have here for immunizations, and it really has changed the way that we work and administer with immunizations and how the public can get to their immunizations.
I really like this system a lot. I hadn't heard about it until now. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cool.
It's fantastic.
Great. And it helps you advocate for your own health because instead of waiting until a doctor or pharmacist tells you, hey, you need this, you can look it up yourself and say, oh, this is coming up. I'll make an appointment for myself. I want to be protected. So it's very public health in that way. Instead of reactionary, we are preventing diseases by making sure that we're up to date.
And if you know you've gotten an immunization and for some reason you're not coming up, there's always a number right there on the bottom. Call that number. They'll ask you for your numbers and they'll input that in. And as soon as they get that in at Nevada WebIZ, you'll be able to pull it up from home.
You're talking to the pharmacist at the drugstore, the grocery store, pharmacy department, whatever. When they're giving you that flu shot every year, they ask, are you up to date on these other immunizations? If you're in doubt and you don't know, what a great way to figure it out. Go look at it online. I like all the stuff I'm learning today.
Asking the right question.
Well, I do my best. It's Immunize Nevada, the 501c3 charity, and Southern Nevada Health District. We're talking about the Community Baby Bash coming up Friday, April 27th from 11 to 4 at the Southern Nevada Health District. And it's not just for babies. Babies are the focus because getting babies all their necessary shots is very important to their healthy development. But it's not just babies that day. Anyone is welcome. It's a free event. There's a lot going on. Anything else?
On that particular day, Friday, April 27th, any of the Southern Nevada health districts will be waiving the admin fee for babies that are 2 and under. And that goes for anyone that's VFC or qualifies for that vaccine. They can always come in and get that. And then the fee will be waived for any of those babies that are 2 and under.
So the big event is at the main location for Southern Nevada Health District. And the waiving of fee that we were discussing a few moments ago has to do with those babies 2 and under. There's a lot of vaccinations that they need as part of their development. And sometimes there is a little bit of an administrative type fee that goes along with that. But you're going to make sure at all of the SNHD locations on Friday the 27th that fee will be waived.
For any of those qualifying babies.
The only other thing that I wanted to add was you were mentioning the meningitis vaccine requirement a little bit earlier. That vaccine requirement is actually for children entering the 7th grade in any school throughout the state of Nevada and also for any student entering university in Nevada. I want to just clarify on that.
So 2 times, does this mean that a student going into 7th grade several years down the road is going on to college will need to have an additional vaccine at that time?
That's correct, yes.
Right. And the normal recommendation recommended age for meningitis is 11 and 16 anyway, so they should be getting them prior to those entries into those grades and into that university. And Immunize Nevada and Southern Nevada Health District works so hard at back to school time to really push, don't wait till back to school to go get shots. Come now, let us get you immunized now and beat the rush. So if you're listening to this and you know your child's going into 7th grade or going to university, come now and get immunizations, beat the rush and beat the line.
As soon as they turn 11.
I had Dan Heller, who I referred to earlier with Smiths. Dan was in to tell me about the meningitis mandate. And a few weeks later, I had a very panicky dad of a 7th grader down the hall in this building. She was freaking out the weekend before she was starting class. She said, Dad, they won't give me my class schedule because I don't have my meningitis shot. And I went down the hall and I go, I know what the problem is and I know how you can take care of it. You can go to any pharmacy and tell them that's what you're looking for. Present your card for your insurance. Everything's going to be fine. And it was fine. But yeah, he had a crying 7th grader on the phone talking to Dad going, Dad, they won't give me my class schedule. So the sooner the better. It's just one more of those vaccinations that we need to have. And during the discussion with Dan Heller about meningitis, once again, it was not just a situation about that student getting meningitis, which is quite rare but very dangerous and happens fast. But it's also protecting all of the other people in that student's circle.
Absolutely.
Vaccinations really aren't that hard to keep up on. And with the online databases and things that we can access, it's really simple here in the state of Nevada. So if you want information, no matter what your age, stop by the Community Baby Bash at the Southern Nevada Health District's main location on Friday, April 27th between 11 and 4. Lots of free things going on. You could win stuff. Tell friends, tell the moms of new babies. Get everybody down there. Get everybody vaccinated. It's better for all of us. I want to say thank you, Sarah Lugo, Senior Community Health Nurse with Southern Nevada Health District. Also, Leah Sussman and Tara Narita with Immunize Nevada. Thank you so much for coming in today on Talking Solutions.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's been a pleasure.
Talking Solutions is a production of the Community Relations Department here at Beasley Media Group Las Vegas. Get more information on today's topic on our Talking Solutions page on Facebook, where you will also find links and a podcast of today's show. Thanks for listening and have a great week.